From the tree to Main Street in a week's time, local growers will cart their apples to downtown Hendersonville for the annual Apple Festival.
But some are worried that a bad apple crop may keep the streets sparse with buyers. News 13's Ingrid Allstead explains how, despite a bad year for farmers, the show must go on.
As most of you know, many orchards here in Henderson County were hit really hard earlier this year. And in fact, the orchard we're standing in, 90% of the crop has been completely damaged. But that doesn't mean these apples won't show up at the Apple Festival.
We took a pretty big hit with the freeze.
The apples still hanging at J.H. Stepp Farms have been holding on for dear life after a late spring frost. Only 10% of Sonia Hollingsworth's orchard was salvaged this year, costing her a bundle in cash.
I'd say it's probably maybe $200,000. It's a pretty big hit.
Even some of the apples this orchard is selling aren't theirs, but were bought from a fellow farmer.
You put them in carefully, Lynn.
I know.
Despite their loss, they still have a booth at this year's annual Apple Festival.
You need to come and support us because we still have apples. We still have to make a living. And all these growers out here still need to sell what apples they've got because that's the way they make their living.
2 vendors backed out, but 12 others will be at this year's event.
Clearly, we won't have the variety and the numbers we've had in the past, but people will be able to come down and get fresh apples that were picked the day before.
And this year's annual apple tradition may mean more to these farmers than ever before.
It's a history of our community, and so we hope that our community will come out and support the apple growers in our festival this year.
And the Apple Festival will run from August 31st till September 3rd. There'll be plenty of arts and crafts, some good street food, and of course, apples picked straight from the tree. In Henderson County, Ingrid Allstead, News 13.